Welcome back to the Bush and Me Show. It's time for us to talk a little NFL. It's time for you to do your thing, Stat Man.
Uh-oh, here come the stats.
Stat Man, where are you?
Little NFL talk, and then we'll get into the much-anticipated picks that you guys are waiting for.
Yes.
For Bush. Drew Brees came back last week.
Who dat?
Some controversy on whether or not he should have come back, maybe give him a few more weeks of rest. Teddy was playing really well, but he came back.
Teddy stayed ready.
Teddy did stay ready, 5-0 in Brees' absence. Brees came back. Do you think that was the right decision?
I don't know. Let me see if it was the right decision. He dropped back 43 times. He completed the ball 34.
Correct.
For 373 yards. 3 tutties, that's touchdowns, a QBR of 116.4, and a 31-9 win over the Cardinals in the Superdome.
Look at you, stat man.
Hey, you wrote the stats. I repeat them. But obviously, I think it was the right move. What do you think?
I'm not a big believer, as I said before, of someone losing their position because of an injury. So I know he and Peyton have been together for years. There's a trust factor there. So
yes.
Drew says he's ready. Drew gets in the driver's seat.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Teddy. Thanks for driving while Drew was taking a nap.
But I'm going to tell you what Teddy did. Teddy made himself some money.
He did.
Teddy made himself some money. He took the opportunity he had. He put his best foot forward. And, whether he stays in New Orleans or if he goes with another team, he will be just fine.
There's a few bumblebees out here.
Yes, it is. And I'm not trying to get stung. You don't want to get stung on that nugget, buddy.
It was on my head. It got in my hair, I think.
Yeah, so I think Drew Brees coming back was the right move. I think Teddy put himself in a really, really good position. Financially and his career.
Of course. And he helped the team. The one thing in the NFL, as you know, it's next man up.
Yes.
He stepped up, and he did what Drew would have done if he was there. 5-0.
Yeah.
Went into some tough places to play.
You can't ask him to do much better than that. I mean, he was perfect. In Drew's absence, he was perfect. Shout out to Teddy. Shout out to Sean Payton and the rest of the coaching staff and the defense, because everybody came together,
right,
and just helped the mission.
Team victory.
Yeah, that's what it's about. That's what championship teams are made of.
So we have 2 more situations like that.
Yes.
The Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars both have what was at the beginning of the season backup quarterbacks.
Yes.
Starting right now. Panthers, we'll start with them.
Yeah.
They're 4-3, 4-1 under Kyle Allen. They just lost 51-13 in San Francisco.
That's tough. It's a tough place to play. They're rolling. San Fran is now 8-0.
8-0. So Cam Newton, there's some rumors he might come back soon. There's also some rumors that he has to go see another specialist. They have the Titans this week, but then they have a brutal schedule coming up at the Packers versus the Seahawks at home. Then they go into Indianapolis and play the Colts, who are surprising some people, and they have to play the Saints twice.
Right.
So, do you think if Cam comes back,
Cam has to be 100% healthy first.
Okay.
That foot injury he's dealing with, you don't want to get out there and be 70-80% as a quarterback, especially someone like him who's pretty mobile, but he does stay in the pocket and throws the ball pretty well. I think he needs to rest until he's 100%. And when he's 100%, he should come back. But Kyle Allen is doing a great job filling in. Like you said earlier, he's 4-1. You have to feel good about what he's done, about his future. Cam Newton's going to come back. I did say on the show previously in Chicago that maybe they should leave Kyle Allen in, but he is a rookie. He wasn't expecting to have this opportunity, but he had this opportunity. So he's going to build on it, but you got to give your general back the quarterback and let him get under center and do his thing.
So we were in Chicago. They were 4-0. Now they were 4-0 under Kyle Allen. Now they're 4-1. So you kind of fell off the bandwagon a little bit after.
No, because what you said was true. What you said was true about you shouldn't lose your spot due to injury. It happens. It happened to me. But you know what?
Happened for you and to you.
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
It's a cycle.
Yes,
it's a cycle.
It is a cycle. And that's the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell.
So, to sum it up, you're going to say, just like Drew, if Cam's ready, he's 100%, throw him back in.
Yeah, I don't see how you sit Cam Newton.
It's a situational thing. So we'll move to Jacksonville. They're 4-4. They're a game and a half out of first place, though. 4-4 doesn't sound that great, but they're within striking distance. They play the Texans in London this week. Then they have a bye. Rumor is, after the bye week, Nick Foles is going to be ready. They have a favorable schedule after the bye week. Titans, Bucks, Chargers, Raiders, Falcons, and Colts twice. All winnable games with that defense that they have, with that rushing attack that they have. They're fifth in rushing. They're 14th in passing with Minshew Mania. What do you do here? You're the GM. I'm sorry. You're the head coach. What do you do here?
They paid Nick Foles a good chunk of change, didn't they?
Chunk of change. Back to Armor Cara.
Exactly. So, it's the same kind of situation. Minshew was a rookie. He is a rookie.
He is.
He wasn't expecting to be in here because they just signed Nick Foles. You give Nick Foles, the former Super Bowl MVP, you give him his spot back so he can do what he did in the past. I mean, last year, we got after him a little bit, but he was able to have success later on in the season. You got to give it to Nick Foles. You have to. You have to give it back to him because you invested a lot of money into him. And the great thing about it is you have Minshew back there, and you have a very reliable backup, and you understand that. So to me, Jacksonville's sitting in a pretty good place when it comes to your general, the guy who's
running your offense.
Pretty much, yes.
I agree with you there. They have the 10th ranked offense in the league right now.
Wow.
Like we said, 14th in passing, 5th in rushing. But I believe, it's Foles' spot, especially monetarily.
Yeah.
They're paying him a lot of money, like you said.
Right.
Put him back in, see if he still has it. So, NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
There is some guaranteed money, but if he's not the guy, they can cut it and move forward with Minshew.
Right.
The NFL trade deadline just came and went.
Yes.
There was a lot of noise, more noise this year than historically. Some things were going to happen. The Jets were going to trade their safety. The Ravens were looking for a pass rusher, all that kind of stuff. But not a lot happened. There were 4 big moves that did happen. I'm going to run through them. You tell me which one you think was the best move. I'm going to say this one and just hold back because I know you're going to say this was it. Kenyon Drake to the Cardinals for a conditional 6th-round pick. Zip. Emmanuel Sanders to the 49ers for a 3rd and 4th-round pick. Leonard Williams to the Giants. Now, this was the first ever trade between the Jets and Giants, the New York teams, which I thought was very interesting because they've both been in the league for 70 years.
Statman is at it again.
So he was traded for a 3rd-rounder and a future 5th-rounder. He's a former 6th overall pick. And Aqib Talib was traded. Aqib, I always mess that up. Aqib Talib was traded to the Miami Dolphins for a 5th-round pick. Now, that was more of a salary dump. They're saying they want to sign Ramsey long-term. They need to free up some money to do that. So they got rid of him to Miami just for a 5th-round pick.
Yes.
Don't mean to downplay that one, but Jermon Bushrod, which one do you think was the best move?
I'm going to say for my fantasy, I'm going with Kenyon Drake.
Of course.
Because Miami was not feeding him the ball at all. And he has great speed. He can be physical when needed. But look what he did this past game, Thursday Night Football, versus the San Francisco 49ers, who have a pretty stout defense.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake went 110 yards on 15 carries, 7.3 yards average, and a touchdown, and 52 yards on 4 catches. And this is they gave him an opportunity when the Miami Dolphins wouldn't give him an opportunity. So shout out to Kenyon Drake, just kind of keeping his focus in front of him and having an opportunity to do his thing with the Cardinals. But this Emmanuel Sanders one is kind of sticking out in my head. But
let me take that over for you.
You do that one. I'm staying with Kenyon because, like you said, that's my dude, and I'm just glad he got this opportunity because Miami wasn't showing him any love. He goes to Arizona, has a big first game. So shout out to Kenyon. That's what I'm going with.
I'm going to go with the Emmanuel Sanders thing because before that, could you name any wide receivers on the 49ers? No. So
good one.
So now they have Kittle at tight end. That's their leading receiver. Yeah. But now that even opens Kittle up even more because they were scheming things towards Kittle. You can double him with a linebacker, safety, come down.
For sure.
Now Sanders, as you saw Thursday night, is going to open things up. He had 7 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Wow. In his first game. He didn't have a whole week of practice.
He doesn't even have any. He doesn't even have any chemistry. With
no
Jimmy
chemistry,
Garoppolo.
No practice, no timing, and 7 catches for 112 yards. You fantasy owners out there love that because he wasn't doing anything in Denver with Joe Flacco. Second shot out at you.
Not to shout out you.
So I'm gonna go with that one. I think now Jimmy Garoppolo has another bullet in his gun. Greg Kittle is going to open things up for him even more for you fantasy owners out there. You're going to love seeing Kittle get the ball more from what Sanders opens up to. I'm going with that one. You're going with Kenyon Drake.
That's fair, yeah.
All right. We're going to run through our next segment, biggest surprise, and kind of just some general questions. First one's going to be, who do you think will be the last undefeated team? Right now we have the Patriots and the 49ers. As we've said the last 3 weeks, they're both winning.
Yeah.
49ers have already won this week. Patriots have the Ravens this week. Who are you going with?
This is a big week for the Patriots because they really haven't been tested the way that they need to. I understand that they are 8-0, 7-0, but they go into Baltimore this week with a very explosive offense led by Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, okay? And then you have a defense. I love Baltimore's defense. And they picked up Marcus Peters, and you see the success they had. I feel good about the Ravens having a good chance, but we're going to talk about that.
We'll get to that with the
later.
picks a little later.
Yeah, but I'll say the 49ers have a better chance. Well, they already won this week.
They did, so they do have a better chance.
They do have a better chance.
Tough game for the Patriots this week against the Ravens. If they do get past the Ravens this week, they follow a bye. Then they go into Philadelphia against the Eagles. They have the Cowboys at home. They go to Houston. And then week 14, they host the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes should definitely be back by then.
Yes.
That could be a great game. That could be a Bush and me game of the week.
Game of the week.
The 49ers already won this week. They have a brutal schedule coming up.
Yeah.
They play the Seahawks in San Fran, but still a tough team
Very tough.
to compete against.
It's always hard to go there.
Play the Cardinals again. Then they host the Packers. Then they go into Baltimore, into New Orleans, play the Rams at home, and into Seattle. That's a brutal run.
49ers are going to be they got a tough schedule coming up.
That's 4 tough games in Baltimore, in New Orleans, host the Rams in Seattle. That's got to be one of the toughest there is out there. I'm going to say the 49ers are going to stay undefeated the longest, but they got a tough schedule coming up.
Absolutely.
Going the other way. Which team do you think will be the last team to get a win? Now, I know your heart is in Miami as well as your address. You have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins are the 2 winless teams. Bengals have a bye this week. Then they host Baltimore, go into Oakland, play the Steelers at home, the Jets at home. Now, week 16 is the Bengals at the Dolphins.
You think they're still going to be winless?
Are we going to have 2 winless teams? So I'll give you a rundown. The Dolphins go Jets, Colts, Bills. If they don't beat the Jets, they're going Colts, Bills, Browns, Eagles.
It's a tough day. Who will be the last team to get a win? I like the Dolphins' chances this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but
we're also going to talk about that game.
Yes, we are. I like the Dolphins' chances this week, so I'll say Dolphins.
Okay. I'm going to say this is going to play out the way maybe Tua wants it to.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have 2 winless teams week 16. You heard it here first.
Wow.
2 winless teams. It's going to be the Tank Bowl, the 3rd Tank Bowl of the year.
Yes.
Bengals, Dolphins, they'll be playing for the number 1 overall pick, week 16. Tune in then. We'll pick that game.
Of course, we got
Why not? Now for the surprises this year. When I saw this, I was a little surprised. I didn't put this on your sheet, so you don't know who this is.
I don't. I just thought you left something out.
This quarterback is leading the league in passing with 2,367 yards. Who do you think that is?
Dak Prescott?
It is not.
I don't have a clue.
Jared Goff.
I should have knew that because yeah.
If you told me that at the beginning
really
of the
pass
year,
happy.
If you told me at the beginning of the year, Sean McVay guy, I wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. But they're not off to the best start. They're banged up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Traded for Ramsey, but they just got rid of Talib. I wouldn't have thought this was Goff. There's a lot of guys out there throwing the ball a little better.
Yeah. But most of the good, most of your guys who are leading in the top 5 when it comes to passing yards throughout the year, they're hurt. Drew got hurt. Patrick Mahomes got hurt.
That's a great
Tom
point.
Brady never really puts up huge passing yard numbers.
Great point.
But I think that's why he's up there. And if you remember, they had a couple games where they lost in a row, either 2 or 3 games they lost in a row, and they got extremely pass happy. And they were throwing 4, 300, 400, 500 yards passing. That's not really how you win games in this league. You can win them, but over time, it's hard to win games like that.
Well, that was the other surprise for me. Like you said, become pass happy when you're down. Matt Ryan's number 4 on the list.
And
Atlanta's struggling right now, but
they are having a tough at it.
They're just trying to chuck and duck, as Buddy Ryan used to say.
Yeah.
Leading the league in rushing touchdowns is Aaron Jones.
That's very surprising.
11 touchdowns, and he's been banged up, playing through some injuries. He's had 3+ touchdowns in 2 games now, which has helped him out a lot. McCaffrey's right behind him at 10. Eckler with 8 surprised me when I saw it.
Okay.
And then leading all receivers, Adam Thielen. Also a little bit of a surprise with some big names you have out there.
For sure.
Moving right along, who's the best team that you think is in the NFL right now? I know what you're going to say before you say it, but tell the people.
It's the New Orleans Saints, baby.
Of course.
I mean, look, these guys went 5-0 with a backup quarterback, and not just any backup quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, who had some great success in this league. He had a step back, he got injured, and guess what? He got another chance, and he just excelled. He excelled. The 12th in total offense, the 11th ranked in passing, 15th in rushing, the 6th ranked defense, 2nd against the rush, only allowing 84 yards per game. Now, that's championship defensive football in my eyes.
84 yards a game.
Yeah, and they haven't let up a 100-yard rusher in 34 straight games.
That's
somewhere in that range. They have a bye this week, and then they come back and man, they got the Falcons twice. They got to play the Bucs again. They played them once.
The Falcons, Bucs, Panthers, and then the Falcons, and then their toughest game probably of the year. They're hosting the 49ers, though.
And they're going to have the coach on Monday night. We're going to be in the building for that one, another Bush and Me show, where this man right here will be. You got another bet that you have to.
So I bet against you guys twice, New Orleans.
Lost.
The first one I paid off.
Twice.
I wore Jermon's jersey around Chicago. Got a little hate.
Caught some static.
Threw some hate my way, but
when we do the show in New Orleans,
the second one we're going to do in New Orleans. We're saving this one now. It's going to be in New Orleans, third to last week of the season, so I think it's December 16th-ish, that weekend. We need you guys to tell us what I have to do. We're going to be in New Orleans for the whole weekend, so it can be any kind of event, any kind of punishment, nothing permanent. I'm not getting a tattoo. I'm not shaving anything. But something that we can all agree.
If you lose one more this year, we're shaving an eyebrow.
I don't think we're going to bet against the Saints anymore.
But I like the schedule they have. They got to feel really, really good about the rest of their schedule. They already had all their tough games, and they didn't even need Drew Brees to get through them. So now Drew's coming back. He's motivated. He's healthy. So you got to feel good about where they are. Even if they lose 2 games, they'll be 13-3, and most likely will still have a first-round bye.
There you go.
Who you got, bud?
That's strong. I think I'm staying away from New England. I don't think they've played anybody yet. You went with the Saints, who have a strong resume. But I think I'm going to go with San Francisco. Now, every week I was saying San Francisco is solid, but it's going to catch up to them one day, and they keep proving me wrong. They're 6th in total offense and 2nd in defense. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Right.
They're first against the pass. They're only allowing – this is a passing league, as you know right now. 138 yards a game passing. That's all they're allowing?
That's all they're allowing? Wow. That's those are strong numbers.
If you have a fantasy quarterback and they're playing San Francisco, you're benching it. 138 yards a game.
But that's led because of the 49ers front line, man.
49ers front line. You got Bosa on the pass rush. You got Sherman in the secondary. Yeah. Fred Warner leads the team in tackles. I mean, I think they're just solid all around. You added Emmanuel Sanders to the mix, which frees up Kittle, which I mentioned before. Garoppolo's playing great. I think the Cardinals had a great scheme Thursday night. Some of those blitzes, though, Garoppolo just stepped up in the pocket and kind of flung it flat-footed and just put it where it needed to be. Right. He's making plays, and I don't want to go with them, but I think by default I don't want to go with New England, the Niners. I mean, they've earned this spot.
Yeah,
they've earned it.
Absolutely.
Now, after this week, I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. I think after this week, New England drops out of the top 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the Ravens move in. I think the Ravens are sitting about 5 or 6 right now, depending on the polls you look at. I think they're moving into the top 3. With that, we'll jump into the picks of the week.
Games of the week.
Game of the week is the Patriots-Ravens. The spread's 3. Vegas has it 3, down from 3.5.
Yeah.
Can the Patriots defense stop Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram? Before you start, Patriots have the first-ranked defense in the league right now. That's surprising because historically they're touted right there. Their offense usually has to make up for their defense. They're allowing 148 passing yards, so they're second in that category. They're allowing 85 rushing yards a game.
That's solid.
The Ravens are averaging, are you ready for this?
Yeah, give it to me.
204 yards on the ground. Number 1 ranked offense versus number 1 ranked defense. Jermon Bushrod, who do you have in this game?
Whew, boy. I'm going to go.
Tick-tock.
Who are you going with?
Started with me?
Let's start with you.
I'm going with the Ravens. I'm a homer here. Not only if I wasn't a homer, just historically. Ravens are coming off a bye. 2 weeks to prepare. I think the Patriots are right for the picking right now. They're ripe for the picking. They're 8-0. They haven't really played anybody yet, I don't think. They haven't been challenged. Tested.
They're going to be challenged in M&T Bank.
It's a primetime game in Baltimore.
Oh, it is Sunday night.
If you've been there at a night game,
it's gonna be rowdy.
They come out in full force.
It's going to be rowdy.
Baltimoreans have all day to drink and come out and support them. It's going to be loud.
Yeah.
It's going to be hectic. Since 2008, under John Harbaugh, the Ravens are 12-1 in primetime games at home. They've won 10 in a row. It's the longest active streak in the NFL. They're outscoring their opponents in those games 324 to 114. The plus turnover differential is 13. This is the perfect storm for the Ravens to take over the Patriots. I'm going Ravens. I think they win the game.
It's a lot of stats there. I appreciate that. But, one thing that the Patriots have done, they're not going to let the best person, if they're on defense, if the Patriots on defense, they're not going to let the best person on the opposing team get the best of them.
Right.
To me, that's Lamar Jackson. That's Lamar Jackson on foot. You understand? So the Patriots are going to come up with some kind of scheme to make sure that they keep Lamar Jackson in that pocket and make him throw the ball. Now, Lamar Jackson has shown that he can throw the ball, but he's going to have to be more accurate than he's been all year because you got to understand who the Patriots are, what they're going to do, and how they have success over the years. They're not going to let the best receiver beat them. They're not going to let your running back beat them. And they understand that even though the Ravens are averaging 204 yards a game on the ground, they're not going to let Lamar Jackson just sit around and run around all day. Now, I think Lamar Jackson's going to have some success, but the Patriots are going to do a pretty good job of trying to contain him. I'm going to go Patriots for the sake of the show. Ooh. I think it's going to be a really, really good. It's going to be a good battle. But I'm going to go Patriots for the sake of the show because I want to see how Lamar Jackson, if he can beat a Patriots defense, and I hope he does.
Belichick, historically, dating back to his New York Giants defensive coordinator days, has always had a scheme for something like this. You saw it in the Super Bowl against the Bills in 1990.
For sure.
So I see what you're saying there, but I just think this is the perfect storm.
Okay.
Ravens all the way. It would have been my upset pick if we weren't doing it as a game of the week.
Okay.
Jets and Dolphins. I was a little hesitant with this game. It's kind of a toilet bowl. No offense. Jets are 1-7. Dolphins are 0-8.
Wow. This game is unique, though.
Adam Gase has had this game circled in pen, permanent marker.
Numerous times.
Probably since he accepted the job in New York.
Absolutely.
You used to play for him. Tell us what this game means to him in your opinion.
I mean, it's going to be an emotional return when he goes back to the Miami Dolphins. He did get fired from there last year. He took over as the Jets head coach. He's going to have those guys fired up. He does not want to go into Miami, the place he was just at, where he had a coaching change from. He doesn't want to go in there and not get a W. That's just like any other player going back to play, the team that they once played for. That game just means something to you. I think he's going to have his guys fired up. But I'm going with the Dolphins.
Ooh.
I think this is the week that the Dolphins get their first win. They're not going to let Adam Gase come in there and get this W. They understand how big this game is to him. To me, I'm going to Miami Dolphins because you want to know why? They've been kind of close the last couple weeks. They were very competitive versus the Bills. They just picked up Aqib Talib. Even though Xavier Howard did get hurt, you just picked up Ken Crawley from the New Orleans Saints after he was waived. I like the Dolphins this week. I'm going with the Dolphins over the Jets for their first victory.
Old team over old coach.
It is what it is.
I'm not doing this just to be against you, but I think the Jets. I think Gaze is going to scheme against them. I just don't think the Dolphins have it yet. They're going back and forth. Fitzpatrick came in, gave him a little magic for a little bit there, but I just don't think they have it all together yet. I'm going with the Jets. The spread's 3 for Vegas. I think they cover that. They're going to go into Miami. They're going to win the game. They'll be 2-7. Sorry, Jermon. Sorry, Miami.
It is what it is. We're going to see.
Upset picks.
Yes.
These picks have been on fire. 8-2 since we started this segment. 80%, and 7 of those have won the game outright.
Right.
So if you're taking these picks to Vegas, you're sitting at home listening to these, counting your money right now.
Mm-hmm.
Jermon, who do you have this week?
I'm going with the Monday night matchup. It's in the Meadowlands.
It is.
I'm going Giants over the Cowboys.
Ooh.
Monday night.
Ooh.
It's a little bold, but I like it.
That's a 7-point spread. You're taking them to win the game.
And Dallas has the number 1 ranked offense this season. That's .437 per game.
Number 1 ranked offense.
I think the Giants got a little bit stronger on defense with the acquisition of Leonard Williams in the middle. Saquon's playing well. Quarterback, he's back a little bit healthier now.
Daniel Jones
is a little bit healthier now. He was passing the ball pretty well. I like the Giants in this game. It's going to be tough though. The Cowboys have their whole O-line. Those guys are playing strong this week, but I'm going for the upset, man. I'm going for the upset, the big upset. I think the big upset is the Giants over the Cowboys this week.
I like it. You're stepping out on a ledge. They do play Minnesota next week. Dallas does.
Okay.
Minnesota's 6-2. It's a Sunday night game, NBC. So
they're two prime times.
If you're looking for an overlook game, as I like to say in Vegas, this could be it. So I don't know about winning the game, but I like you stepping out on the ledge. I just hope you don't fall off. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Minshew Mania. Is it coming to an end? Maybe. They're going to rally behind him. The game's in London. It's at 9:30 in the morning. So if you're taking it to the sports book, you got to do it early.
Yeah.
I just think Deshaun Watson's still having some trouble with his left eye. Got banged up in the last game. I think they're going to rally around Minshew. The team's going to support him, play for him, because it could be his last one this season. And J.J. Watt just had season-ending he tore his pectoral muscle, so he's gone. I think the defense is going to be looking for a leader there. There's going to be some holes.
Right.
And I think Minshew lights him up, knowing it might be his last game. Spread's 1.5, so it's not that big of a limb I'm stepping out on here like you are. But I like Jacksonville, and I like them big. Sunday morning early, before your breakfast time.
For my breakfast time. I'll be up with the kids and all that good stuff. But no, this was
it was a lot of fun. We came back to Towson.
We brought it back, we had the tailgate out here. Shout out to my family again, to the family and to my friends. Family friends who came out and man, they took another Saturday off to be with us.
Drove the RV down, cooked the food. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Gary Neal, thank you for taking time. He had basketball practice this morning and coaching Little League Soccer at 2 o'clock and snuck us right in the middle, so we appreciate you coming out for that.
For sure.
Hope you guys like the picks. Hope you guys like the show. Jermon, had a lot of fun.
Follow us.
Bush and me. Follow us.
At Bush and Me Show. We're on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Give us a follow. We'll be here at least every other week for now. We're just Bush and me. We're 3 guys in 3 states and, three different situations going on. And we're trying to bring you this show. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're enjoying it.
We're bringing it all together. Definitely have a show, like we said, in New Orleans coming up in December. And we're also going to be at the Super Bowl. Let us know where else you'd like us to come. Comment, like it, tag it.
Tell a friend to tell another friend. And let's get our followers up and come kick it with us.
It was fun. Bush and Me Show. We'll see you guys next time.